Welcome back to CIS 105. Today we're going to work on PowerPoint Chapter 3, Reusing a Presentation and Adding Media and Animation. This begins on PPT 121. On PPT 122, we'll find an overview of our completed project, which includes a video clip as well as animation to a graphic as well as text. We'll begin on PPT 123. We'll run PowerPoint and we'll open a presentation from our data files. So we'll make sure that PowerPoint is maximized and we'll choose open. We'll find our data files that we've been saving. PowerPoint, Module 3. We're looking for the presentation called Spokes. We'll choose Open. We'll most likely need to enable editing. With slide 1 selected, we're going to choose Insert. We're going to choose to insert a picture. This picture is going to be from PPT Module 3. And we're looking for the picture called Hidden Bike. We'll choose Insert. We're going to need to resize our picture so that it is approximately 7.5 inches by 13.33. So let's choose height, 7.5. And then if you notice when I set 7.5, my width resized to 11.38. That's because my aspect ratio is locked. So what I'll need to go ahead and do is I'll need to click on the more size and position option here, and we'll uncheck the option for lock aspect ratio. That's going to let me set an independent height and width. So this will be 13.33, and notice that did not resize my height, and I can relock the aspect ratio. I can click the X to close this. The next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my picture is positioned where it's asking for. In this case, it's covering the entire background of the slide. That's what I'm after. We'll flip to PPT 125. We're going to make sure the picture is still selected. We're on the Picture Tools Format tab. We're going to click the Color option. And we're going to use the saturation 400% under the recolor group. Oh. We're actually looking, it's under the color saturation group. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to add an artistic effect to the photo. Let's click on slide 3. On slide 3, we have our picture of our biker. We'll click it. We're going to go Picture Tools Format. We're going to choose Artistic Effects, and the artistic effect that we're looking for is going to be called Cement. So on my screen, it's the 4th picture down in the first column. Cement. Let's click on slide 1 again. On slide 1, we're going to select the hidden bike photo. We're going to make sure we're on the Picture and Tools Format tab. We're going to right-click the picture, and we're going to choose Send to Back. That's going to allow our text to appear back on top. We'll flip to PPT 128. Slide 1 still selected. We'll click the placeholder for Spokes Bike Club. And you're going to want to make sure you click the actual placeholder, not just the text. And we're going to drag it to the top, up to enlarge. So let's go ahead and we'll just drag the top one up to enlarge our text placeholder. The Home tab is still selected. We're going to click someplace in the title text. So we'll click it. And then we'll choose the option for right align. And that right aligns our text. On PPT 130, we're going to move our placeholder. So we'll need to click the placeholder, and then it'll be a click and drag up and to the right. And we'll click, and we're going to drag it up and to the right so that it looks like 3-12. Could be somewhere in this range here. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete a placeholder. So let's click the subtitle placeholder. We'll click that. We'll make sure it's highlighted. And again, once again, you want to make sure you click that, and you should be able to choose the delete key. And I deleted my picture by accident, so I'm going to try that again. I'm going to click the placeholder for subtitle. Now we know it's selected, we'll hit delete. Let's go ahead and change views. So right now we're in the normal view. Let's click on slide sorter view. This is going to show us all 3 slides that we have, and yours may look differently than the book. It's going to depend on the resolution of your monitor. We'll flip to PPT 132, where we'll also choose the reading mode. In reading mode, we'll click the next button to advance our presentation. And then we'll click the previous button twice as well. Then we'll choose the option for normal, slide sorter, reading mode, slide from beginning, or in this case menu. And then the menu thing, we're going to use End Show. End Show is going to bring us out of reading mode and back into slide sorter mode. Let's click back to normal view. Okay, that takes care of PPT 132. On PPT 133, we're going to click on slide 2. On slide 2, we're going to zoom to 90%. I'm just going to hit the down arrow a little bit, or the zoom out a little bit until I get to 90%. We're going to choose the option to ungroup. So let's click the biker clip, this biker right here. We're going to click that. We're going to make sure we're on the Picture Tools format. On Picture Tools format, we're going to find the Arrange option. We're going to find Group, and then we're going to choose the option for Ungroup. you get this pop-up message, we're just going to have to say yes. Okay, so what that did was that ungrouped my picture. Now, if you click individually, you'll see that each aspect of the picture is now selected. Now, this doesn't look exactly like what the book is going to have it look like. The book is going to have it deselected all the way. So what we can do is we can probably select this again. And if we make sure our picture is selected again on the Format Tools group, we could choose Ungroup again, and this is going to bring it right down to what the textbook has us done. Now let's go ahead and change the color of a particular item in our clip art. So I'm going to click off it, and I'm going to choose the biker shirt. So if I just click off the picture right now, that helps deselect everything. And if I click just on the biker shirt, I'll be able to go ahead and change the shape fill. So if I see shape fill, and my shape fill is going to be the standard color yellow. So I change my biker's shirt color. We're going to click the rear wheel spoke, and it's going to be the standard yellow color as well. We're flipping to PPT 136. We'll select the front bike spoke. And since I've been using yellow, I should be able to just click yellow, and that'll show up. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we want to delete the background out of our picture. So if I click the background, we'll see that that's selected, and we should be able to click the delete key. That deletes the background out of there. The next thing I want to do is I want to delete all of the objects on here, and they're kind of hard to select sometimes. So you've got to watch. So you click each one of these individual objects here. We want to select each one of them. So what you can probably do is you can probably go ahead, and again, this isn't always going to work. You probably can, hit the shift key to select multiple items at one time. You're just going to have to be careful when you use this option here, because it's very possible to accidentally select more than one thing than you actually need. I hit the delete key. I got rid of almost all of my sweat marks. I'll get rid of that one at the end there. Okay, so that gets rid of all of my deleting here. Then the next direction here is we're going to try to regroup our graphic into an original thing again. So on PPT 137, it's asking us to position the insertion point in the lower left corner of the biker illustration and drag diagonally upward so that the entire illustration is covered in a gray box. So if I click down here, and I notice that this doesn't work very well every time. If I click somewhere over here and try to drag up, all the way up, I'm able to select all of my illustration right now. You'll see that everything is selected right now. Flip to PPT 138. It looks just like the figure right now. I go back to Drawing Tools Format. I find the option for Group. I should be able to regroup my object. So regroup. And that's going to make it one picture again. Alright. Now it's still going to have individual components. Alright. But it's not going to be quite as ungrouped as it was before. We can try it again to see if we can regroup it solidly. Once again, that doesn't always work. Sometimes I just click it and then see if we have the option for regroup, but I'm sure we won't at this point. Regroup isn't going to work. And that's because each individual object is not selected. So what we need to do in that situation would be get everything reselected for it to regroup it. And honestly, that's not going to make a big difference for us right now. So I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, so on PPT 138, we're going to go ahead and make sure my biker illustration is still selected. So I'm going to click just somewhere the biker shape. we're going to go make sure the Home tab is selected. We're going to use the option to copy in the clipboard section there. We're going to display slide 1. And at slide 1, I'm going to click Paste. The next thing I'll do is I'm going to drag and resize my clip art, but I'm going to do it according to the book size. So I'm going to click on the Drawing Tools Format tab. Right now we'll see my height and width, 4.61 by 6.51. I'm going to drag it till it's approximately the size that it's shown. So it's asking me to drag the size handles outward. So if I click up and out, we'll see that I resize. Because we know the approximate size, it's just easier in this point to just type it. 5.24. I'll click down here, and it did not automatically resize, so I can go ahead and just type 6.55 as my width. And now our biker is appropriately sized. Now, up until this point, we haven't done any saving so far. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to go ahead and make sure that our document is saved. As you start getting further and further in PowerPoint, we are adding video and other animations. We want to make sure that we save our document so that just in case something happens, we're able to save it appropriately. So I'm going to say File, Save As. And I'm going to save mine as Spokes Bike Club. So I'll find my flash drive with my classwork in it. And we're going to make it say Spokes Bike Club. Spokes Bike Club. We'll say Save. Okay. So that gets us everything saved just in case. Alright, so on PPT 139, it does ask us to drag the biker to the appropriate location. So we're going to click our biker and we're going to move him up and over. Till it's approximately where it is in the book. Okay, so that's pretty close to where it belongs in the book. Alright, pretty close. Okay, the next thing we're going to do after it's resized is we're going to insert some video. Now, as I'm going through this, I'm going to save fairly often because I've seen PowerPoint crash when you insert video and animations into the slides. So, let's click on slide 3. On slide 3, we're going to choose Insert. We're going to insert some video. This video is going to be from my PC. It's going to come right from my data files. PowerPoint, Part 1. And it's going to be the mountain bike video. So we'll click it and we'll choose Insert. And we'll see that the video is going to be inserted into our slide, and it's going to cover the entire page. Okay, so we've done that. Let's trim our video. So our video is selected, we get a new Video Tools Format and Playback option. So if we click our video, we have the ability to play and pause our video. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to choose the option for trim. So if I choose trim video, I'm going to get a dialog box that's going to launch. And it's going to show me my entire video is 32.865 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag the start play handle, that'd be the green one, we're going to drag that in so that it starts at 5.1 0.991 seconds. And depending on how good you are with your hand, you might be able to get it exactly on, or we're going to do kind of like what I'm doing, is get it close and then just type 5.991. Okay. I ended up clicking enter at that point. Alright. I do need to drag the end of my video, so I'm going to click trim. And then I'll drag my end video to 29.1. So we'll see if we can bring that back to 29.1. Pretty close. We'll just type 29.1. And you could say 0.00. After we've done that, we could push the play pause button to view our shortened clip. And then we could just click OK. Alright, so afterwards, we'll go to our video tools, and we'll see video options, video tools, playback, video options. We're going to change our video so it doesn't start on click, it's going to start automatically. We'll then choose the option to play full screen. On the volume, we'll set our video to play with medium volume versus high volume. And I believe that should set all of our options. I'm going to click the save button to make sure my video saves. Now notice it's taking longer and longer to save because my video is getting larger and larger, my presentation rather. We'll click on slide 1. On slide 1, we're going to insert an audio clip. So we'll choose insert. We'll say audio. This audio is coming from our PC. It's going to be located in the same place we got our data files from. PowerPoint. Part 1. And we're looking for the pedaling sounds. And we'll choose insert. And we'll get this nice playback controls here. Once we've got our playback controls, we're going to move our playback controls down and to the left. Alright, so that's going to get it approximately in the right place. Right now my Audio Tools Playback tab is pre-selected. I'm going to make my video or my audio clip start automatically instead of on click. We'll flip to PPT 146 and we'll choose the option for loop until stopped. Last thing I'm going to choose is hide during show, which is going to hide the playback controls during show. I'll choose save again. I save pretty quickly. We're going to go back to slide 3. On slide 3, we're going to make sure that our video is selected. With the video selected, I'm going to go ahead and get to the format option. We're going to need to resize our video, and again, it's asking us to resize to a specific size, and it wants us to drag the video down till we get to a specific size. Quickest and easiest way to do this is just to go ahead and type our specific size, which is 5.5. You'll notice that it automatically resized to 9.78. We're going to drag our clip till it's approximately in the center. You'll notice that unlike previous things, I usually don't get a snap to create a smart line. So I'm going to have to go ahead and estimate if my video is centered. Alright, I got a center that way and a center that way. So it did show up this time. Alright, so PPT 147, we resized and moved our video. Now let's apply some styles to this. So just like picture styles, we have a video style. So we'll use a video styles category here, and we'll use the more option, advanced options here. And let's find in the intense category, let's find the reflected perspective right. So let's find that one. Reflected perspective right. So that resized, or rather repositioned our video a little bit here. Let's add a border. So we'll choose the option for video border. On video border, we're going to add a weight to our video border. That's going to be 2 1/4 point. So we'll go to weight, 2 1/4 point, and we'll click that, and it's going to use the predefined black border. We'll change the border color right now, so we'll say video border, and my video border is going to be the standard yellow color. I'm going to save my video, or my presentation again. We're going to start adding animation. So on PPT 150, it tells us to click on slide 2. On slide 2, we're going to click the animations on the ribbon here. We'll select the biker, and we'll choose the fly in animation. Now notice by default we have none. What's important to notice about our animations is as we add more and more animations, you're not going to be able to just add it here. You're going to have to add the Add Animation button. So we're going to fly in. We're going to use our Effect option, and we're going to set our fly in from left, and watch it biker drive on the screen there. We're going to add an additional animation, so we'll choose Add Animation. This animation is going to be a teeter animation. So that's in the emphasis category. You see that he shakes back and forth. And then we're going to add a third animation. This animation is going to be an exit animation, and it's going to be fly out. And my fly out animation is going to have an animation effect option of to right. So we'll say effect option to right. Okay, so let's preview our animation sequence. So we'll just click preview. Flies in, teeters, drives away. Let's modify our timing. So if you'll notice, our animations has an option for multiple animations. If I click my animation guy here, I may want to turn on my option for animation pane. This is very helpful. If you don't see your numbers for animations right now, turning on the animation pane will make it a little bit easier. So let's choose animation pane. And we'll see that I have 3 animations right now. Animation 1, which is fly in. Animation 2, this is group 69, which is teeter. And then of course we have the fly out. But let's choose the animation for number 1. Has a tag number 1 on there. It's a fly in animation. We're going to turn our animation to start after previous. And it's going to have a duration of 2 seconds. So we'll click 2 seconds there. It's asking us to preview our animation, so we can click preview now. We'll see that he drives in nice and slow, he teeters, and then drives away really, really fast. Let's modify the middle animation. So this is the emphasis and the exit animation. This is the new number 1. Notice the 1 turned to a 0, and then the 2 turned to a 1, and then the other middle one turned to a 2 instead of a 3. So The new tag number 1 has an emphasis effect of teeter. My emphasis of teeter is going to be start after previous. That's going to make it part of the 0 group now. And we're going to add a delay of 2 seconds. Or rather, duration of 2 seconds. We'll click the exit effect. My exit effect is going to start after previous as well. And it's going to have a duration of 1 second. And then we can preview the animation again. Okay, so we've done that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to double click the slide to content placeholder. So click it and then click it again. Now you notice that the dotted line went away. We don't have the dotted line anymore. We don't have any text selected. This is going to add our next animation to the content placeholder, not just the individual words. So let's add an animation. So we'll click the More button here. This animation is going to be the fade entrance animation. So we're going to find fade under entrance. We're going to choose that to start with previous. So start with previous. And our duration here is going to be 2 seconds. Okay. Start with previous, 2 seconds. We're going to choose the option for add animation. This animation is going to be the font color animation, so we'll choose the More button here. We'll find in the emphasis, we'll find font color. And we'll change that to start after previous instead of with previous. This one's going to be after previous. So now you see you have one animation, a second animation, and then there's obviously a third animation there. Okay. The next animation we'll do is we'll add an animation under emphasis. We'll go ahead and we'll choose the animation here for underline in the emphasis category. We've done that one. We'll make this one start with previous. So instead of after previous, it's going to be with previous. So now we'll see that all of our animations happen in a specific order. Let's change our variant of our presentation right now, but before we do, I'm going to save again. Okay. We're going to go on page PPT 159. We're going to go on the Design tab. On the Design tab, we're going to have all of our themes here. We're also going to have an option for variants. So let's find the retrospect theme. It's right here, but if it wasn't right here, you can always click the More button, see all the themes, and then find retrospect. So I'm going to click and right-click the retrospect theme and apply it to a very specific slide. And actually, it's going to be, the retrospect theme is going to be slide 2, so make sure slide 2 is selected. We'll find my retrospect theme. I'll just right-click on it, and I'm going to apply it to the selected slide. Okay, so that applied just to the selected slide. We're on PPT 160. On PPT 160, we're going to look at the gradient, or rather the green variant, and we're going to right-click that. We're going to say Apply to Selected Slide. And that's going to change our thing to have a nice green background. Kind of looks like the bikers pedaling on the grass. Let's change our theme colors. So we're going to find our theme colors under the variance category here. And we'll find colors. And our color for this one's going to be green. Let's run our slideshow from the beginning. So we can choose slideshow. We could say from beginning. Before I do that, I am going to click save again. Let's run it from the beginning. Our slide comes in. Slide 2. The bike comes in. He teeters. He drives away. As he's driving away, our animations are going to start to happen here on our text. So we'll see the colors are changing. And then as soon as the last one starts to change, you'll see that it underlines. And then I click it again, and then my video will start playing automatically. And we can obviously click this so we don't have to see the whole video. And I'm going to choose to escape my video right now. Okay, so that gets me through my entire slideshow. Alright, so that was my preview of it. The next thing we're going to do, and again, you're not going to need to do this, but it is important to learn how to do it, is you're going to be able to print full-page slides or note slides or handout slides. So we'll choose File, Print. It'll find our default printer that's on here. By default, we're going to be printing full-page slides. If we hit the drop-down on there, we have multiple different options here, and one of them is the 2-slide option under Handouts. And don't forget there's an option for note pages or even printing 6 or 9 slides on a page. We're going to back out of this because we don't need to print it. We'll make sure we save our file again, and then we'll upload it to the portal. We'll see that on the Assignments tab, PowerPoint Module 3 has a place to upload our video. We'll say Choose File. We'll find the file from our upload from the place we've been saving everything. So that's going to be my Documents folder, my 105, my coursework, and then we'll find the Spokes Bike Club. We'll choose Open. We'll choose Insert. Our file name will appear here, and we should be able to choose Add. When our file success has been added to the assignment, we'll click the big blue button to turn in the project, and then it's submitted for grading. And that's all there was to PowerPoint Chapter 3.